Kinsey Lewis, and this is my persuasive speech on November 7th, 2013. And this is my audience. Imagine that you are going into your first year of school and you have to decide whether online teaching or classroom teaching is best for you. For some people, starting school is not a big deal, but to others it is the beginning of an education that over the next few years will prepare them for their career they have planned for the future. They have so many things running through their head about what they should do and what they should not do. They are trying to figure out what college to attend and what classes to take. For me, online teaching versus classroom teaching was a big decision that I had to make and decide which would work better for me. Online teaching sounded a whole lot better than having to wake up early and go to school every day. I also thought that doing the work when was best for me would be a lot better and sounded a lot more simple. You have to think about how you learn better. For some people, online teaching is not always the best decision. Today, I would like to answer 3 questions that can help you decide whether classroom teaching or online teaching is better for you. First, how do you learn best? Second, do my pros outweigh my cons of online teaching and classroom teaching? And third, why classroom teaching would be better than online teaching? The first thing I want to talk about is how do you learn best in a classroom or taking an online course. Typically, online learning is what most people choose only because they do not have to worry about the hassle of getting to class on time or waking up early. With online classes, they just do the work at their own pace. The work is there and they can just do it when they are ready. Doing work online seems a lot easier than being in a classroom all day. In many people's case, online teaching has helped them accomplish their goals. It is a good thing for some people who does not have a way to school or has a child or maybe even taking care of a family member or someone who is sick. In most people's case, they learn better in a classroom environment. All of those things about online teaching sound good, but what do you do when there is something you just can't seem to understand and no one is around to help you? Classroom teaching has an instructor with them so that for the time period they are in the classroom, they can be face-to-face with someone and ask for help right then and not have to wait on a response. Studies shown has compared a single face-to-face course with 111 enrolled students and 38 teaching assistants to an online version with 18 students and 5 assistants. The online version was a new course, and the students and teaching assistants associated with this version were new to the online environment. According to the findings, instruction time was approximately equivalent, but the time required for grading and email communication for the online course was significantly greater than required for the face-to-face version, Bender 2004. With online classes, the student would have to wait for a response from his or her teacher. Being in a classroom exposes them to other people and can also give them a chance to talk to others around them and ask for their point of view on something and get tips from them. Whereas with online learning, you are there alone and there are not others around for them to discuss what they are learning about. To some people, not being reminded to do something on a regular basis and doing things when they have time may get them off track of what they are supposed to be doing. Most people enjoy doing online courses because it is easier on them and they prefer to do the work at home and can work their schedule around their schoolwork. Others may feel classroom teaching helps them learn best because they have someone there to point them in the right direction when they get off track, whereas with online classes they are pretty much on their own. The next question that comes to mind is, do my pros outweigh my cons? A few classroom pros are there is face-to-face instruction time. You are able to ask questions in the moment of learning. You can have face-to-face interaction with not only your instructor, but your classmates as well. You also have your school library to check over any information that you may feel is incorrect. They are also there to help guide you through and help you not plagiarize. Studies show that 40% of college students admit to plagiarizing. So having a place to go can always be helpful. Angela Bunyai, 2005. Also, the online networking can be easier. Some classroom cons are you might have to travel to a campus near you. At certain times, this should be particularly stressful. Class is held at a specific time and day you must attend. Also, you have to work at the speed of the class. Some online pros can be there is no travel time. You can attend class at any time of the day or night. It can also be convenient for those who work a full-time job. Some online cons are it may be harder to express your thoughts, feelings, opinions in writing, and also in emails. Emails, discussion boards, and chats may be misunderstood because there are no visual cues to that person. Also, online reading can have a tremendous amount of reading from lecture or through your textbook. Also through discussion board posts, which you must read to respond to. You have to be sure not to miss the vital information. It is also difficult to form a real connection with your peers. Online education is not always the easy route to a college degree by any means. Many students want to quickly earn their degree with an online program, but they don't understand or respect the amount of time required for studying. Most students often try out an online course only to find that they like classroom instruction better. Students tend to realize they prefer a learning style that requires them to participate in classroom instruction where they can visually and verbally interact with the instructor and their peers. Another reason is some students realize that they do not have the discipline for an online class, so they return to a classroom. We have talked about classroom teaching versus online teaching. Finally, I want to talk about how classroom teaching could help benefit you more. There are two main reasons to help you choose classroom teaching versus online teaching. One of the main reasons are you have class every week where you will see an instructor and can be constantly reminded of important things that are going on around the school. To most people, having class every week is very important. I think people should choose classroom teaching over online teaching for many reasons. You will have a guided instruction time. During guided instructional events, teachers use talk to determine what students know and what they will still need to know. This is an opportunity to use questions, prompts, and cues to help students complete tasks. Although guided instruction is teacher-led, this does not mean that students are not talking. They use talk to ask questions of the teacher, of peers, and of themselves, as well as to clarify understanding, provide feedback to a partner, and reflect once more on their learning. ASCD 2013. Having an instructor around is important because they are there to ask questions to if you do not understand something you are working on. They can work with you hands-on if needed. They can also give you extra work to help you with the things you need help with. Classroom teaching can also benefit someone by hearing an instructor speak about a certain thing than just reading it online. Being in a classroom can help you stay focused and help keep things better organized. Classroom teaching can not only benefit you, but others as well because you can hear or give your opinion to help them out. Having classmates around can encourage you to keep going. Seeing others who care about not only what they do, but to push you to keep going can help you get through almost anything. You can have classmates to work on papers, reports, or even just classwork. For these reasons, I think classroom teaching could benefit many students over online teaching if you have the time and enjoy the help from others. Today, I've identified 3 key aspects of why classroom teaching could be more effective than online teaching. 1, how you learn best. 2, does my pros outweigh my cons? And 3, how classroom teaching could benefit you. Now let's go back to when you were signing up for your classes. Remember trying to decide what classes to take and whether to take them online or in a classroom? Recall how you learned best in other classes and what would work best for you. Remember that although online teaching may sound easier, it is not always the easier way out. Keep in mind that lectures in the classroom are presented to the students and you can ask questions when you feel you need to. Also, when assignments are given, you can ask your instructor then and not have to wait on a response. You can always ask for help from your classmates as well. Students can get together more easily to complete a task if given permission by the instructor. The students can also have hands-on practice of the processes and procedures. Participation in the class can add interest and engage the students. One of the biggest things is being organized whether it is classroom or online teaching. Being in a classroom can help with developing organizational skills, such as being at school on time, being prepared for class and ready to learn, having your homework done the night before, getting prepared for pop quizzes, and turning in assignments by their due dates. These are just a few things to think about when choosing whether online teaching or classroom teaching would work best for you. Thank you.